Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the final ultimate round of the ESR IGT Series. Today we are at Kyalami International Racing Circuit in Kyalami, South Africa. And I am your host, Cole McCray. Today we are joined by our other host, sub-host you might say. No, we're about equal.
That's me, Ayrton Tobin.
Yes.
And I'm certain it's Kyalami. And
Kyalami?
I will cringe at hearing Kyalami.
Oh, is it?
That's what I've heard.
Oh, you're right. No, it is. I'm just on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, it's pronounced Kyalami. Okay. Meaning my home in Zulu.
Interesting.
So,
anyways.
Oops.
Let's see here.
I'm going to go ahead and disembowel myself now. Anyway, we are just finishing up qualifying here. We have the biggest field we've ever seen in the IGT series. 21 drivers. That's over 3 more than we've ever had before. It's kind of surprising. This is not an open server, so we have all the people have in theory booked. So plenty of new names that we haven't seen before. Matt Higgs is currently leading the charge. I'll go over that once qualifying's over. We don't know for sure what the pace is going to be.
Let's go over now, because once qualifying's over, the race starts.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we have Matt Higgs leading the pack currently, followed by M. Lentini, who I'm not familiar with the name of. Mike Stoppmeal falling to 3rd place, so that's kind of a surprise. Didn't see that coming. Jay Swan, Andy Anderson in 5th. Coconuts, or Sebastian Alexandre, as he's also known. Travis Wallace in 7th. Douglas DeGroat 8th. James Butler in 9th. Joel Vandervalk 10th. Ish in 11th. Max Simmons in 12th. Taya LaBeouf is what I'm going to assume his name is, because it's LaBeouf. In 13th, Demetrius Simeonitis 14, John Barker 15. Mr. Hugh in 16th, Mike Magus 17, John Peach 18, Wayne Hutchison 19, Nash 20th, Dixon Hurst in 21st. Of note, we have plenty of different cars here today. We don't see very many Audi R8s. Matt Higgs is the Audi ambassador. You might say he's an Audi ambassador. A BMW M6. We've never seen one of those in any of our series, at least in the Assetto Corsa variety. NSX returns. James Butler returning as from his stint, and I believe he was in a McLaren last week. Lots of McLarens, speaking of which, appearing seemingly out of nowhere. Andy Anderson used to be an ambassador, but is no longer. He's moved to Aston Martin a while back. And 3 Ferraris, so that's, again, the most Ferraris we've seen since the regular season.
Interesting seeing Higgs in an Audi for the first time, I believe. He's been in a Lamborghini in all 3 so far.
Has he? I remember when he did a race at Kyalami, I believe it was, back in the regular season, he used an R8, so maybe that's just stuck with me. Either way,
all 3 sectors across the top 3. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's all split up, and by a considerable margin. Matt Higgs has Sector 1 by over 0.3 of a second. Meanwhile, Lentini has
1/10 of a second over Stockholm.
Oh, okay. I was thinking P2. My bad. 1/10 of a second. Okay, so.
But Lentini has
Sector 2
down
by over 4/10.
Well,
is that right?
1/10 over. Then 4th.
Okay, I'm 4th. Okay.
I'll scramble around.
Just whatever. I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, now we have the overlay, the timing overlay. Where did that come from? How did you do that?
No one knows.
So we've been struggling with the overlays here, our broadcasting overlays, just because as a part of, I believe it's a part of the IGT pack. Yeah, there it goes. It's away. You broke it. Damn it. Oh well. It was good while it lasted. Now you see the problem. I don't have to explain it. The IGT overlays do not have any timing, which is a bewildering choice. I don't know why they would elect to do that, but in any case they did.
See if I can do the exact same things I did last time.
Were you in the garage? Was that what it was?
No, it was just because the session ended. It kind of kicked me out to a weird place.
Oh, bummer. Any case, so
why is it showing Stoffmeal in 1st? Did he put in a lap at the last moment?
That's what I was maybe thinking. I was just going to ask about that.
Interesting.
So the universe is back in balance. Mike Stoppmiller has retaken first place on the podium, or pole position rather.
Would seem so.
Interesting. I've never actually seen Kyalami before. Wait, I've seen Kyalami 1,000 times and no one's corrected me before now. Oh, whatever. Any case, I've never actually even seen this track before. I know it's a very popular circuit in the WEC Endurance Series, or no, Blancpain. So, shout out to Coach Dave Academy. I don't know who Dave is, but apparently he's got an academy. And we are rolling. So, very short formation lap. I think that's a setting in the IGT Series. Immediately, we're seeing Mike Stoppmiller, well, basically under fire from both Matt Higgs and M. Lentini. But we'll see if that ends up benefiting or hurting Stoppmiller. We can only say. I like that livery on that NSX.
Yep, Stoppmiller is away.
Yep, there he goes.
Let's see if Higgs can hang with him. Oh, in the back, something's going on back there.
Doug DeGroat starting from the pits. Looks like Esch had some problems. His name is Finn. Finn Esch. Ha, I like it. Get it? Like it's like finesse. Yeah. He's got a lot of... Oh, wow. So that is Mike Magus and... was that a McLaren? Yeah, it was.
Yes,
so that would be
Hughes. Dixon Hurst up to 12th from what, 21st?
Yeah, so Dixon Hurst started
job,
last place, making a 9th-place rush immediately.
Let's check up front. Not much happening. You know what? I say we go on board with Dixon Hurst. Where is he? There he is. Let's go back and watch the last 30 seconds if we can.
Ooh, yeah, that's just a mess. Yeah. Where's my... There we go. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I can't say much about that other than ouch.
Meanwhile, with all that sorting out, Stoffmill
still in first place.
Still in first.
We're still watching a replay now, so we'll get back to the action shortly. Unless did you just close?
There we go.
Now we're back. Matt Higgs and Lentini. I'm working to find his name.
That is one lap. Quick look at that leaderboard. What do we have here? I see Barker and DeGroat both fell quite a ways.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, not too much switch ups. Looks like Finesh is in the pits, no doubt.
Let's
because
go back
of
up
that
and
damage.
we've got a whole lot of accidents being flagged in our highlights here. Let's see what we can see of that lap one.
Yeah, looks like it was just nuts. This is what turned two, I
Oh,
believe. Oh,
so a second accident.
so that is Finesh, I believe.
Nope, that is Barker.
Oh, it's John Barker? Okay.
Let's see what
Finesh
happened
is in
to Mike Magus at the start.
I believe it's about the same thing.
It's catching it too late.
Yeah, I have yet to fully put my trust in this director tool. It's proven to not be the most stable. So Matt Higgs, Mike Stoppmiller is pulling away. I'm not sure how they treat the BMW M6, which is Stoppmiller's car of choice in this game. It's not known to be slow in other series, so I'm kind of surprised because he's been choosing kind of slower cars. You know, he's been very strong in the series, so kind of making it shoring it up a little bit. But looks like he is pulling no punches today. Sebastian Alexandre, also known as Coconuts, is hot on the tails of Maxi Lentini.
Ooh, something going off? Someone ran a little wide there?
Probably. So as we come into the kink,
let's take a little run through the field, see what we've got going on here.
So a lot of variety, and consequently there's also a lot of variety in the running order. You know, most races we see it kind of break up into chunks of usual suspects, as it were. Wayne Hutchison has made his way up from 18th, I believe, all the way up to 10th. No doubt due to the chaotic nature of lap 1, especially in this case. So good for him. That's kind of his MO, though. He always kind of just sneaks by while everyone else is killing each other.
Dixon Hurst still in 12th. Nice job, Dixon.
Ooh, Demetrius Simeonitis running a really cool livery. I like
Love
that.
it.
Fits well with the 720S.
Barker gonna start working his way back up a little bit.
So Mike Magus and John Barker.
Mike Magus, who has he had any luck in this 4-race series?
Has he had any luck in any series?
I think he's been caught up in something in just about every race we've run here so far.
Yeah, Michael, not Max. Michael has had some terrible luck. I wonder if he summoned Cthulhu and forgot the absinthe, because that's very crucial.
Unfortunately, he's been starting, around 12th to 15th every race, which is not a friendly place.
It's sub-ideal. Yeah, let's be honest. Oh, John Picha went around.
Picha
coming into the last turn, it looks like.
Nash back here.
Big Nash.
Esh, and rounding things out, Mr. Vandervalk must have had some trouble here.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we've had a lot of people back to the pits already. This has been a chaotic race, to say the least. And we're only 6 minutes in.
Vandervalk.
Who? Vandervalk? Okay.
Yep, would do it.
Oh, yep. What happened there? I think it might have said a weird flag spike.
Nope, he got turned.
It didn't look like it. They were on a straight.
It very much looked like it.
Well, I mean, whatever. That was a terrible angle, so. Meg's holding on with the edge of his talons to Mike Stopmill, but he's still pulling away. That's kind of how it is. Maxi Lentini is proving to be a worthy adversary, though. Holding on and not letting up at all. So we might have a nice little fight here for second place. The Audi and the Porsche are not super far apart on the gradient of raciness. Audi is generally a little more balanced. The Porsche is a little more tends to step out in the corners and get a little more handling.
Oh, I'm seeing something happen with Simeonitis.
Did you just Simeonitis? Looks like
running in that blue McLaren.
Is that Wayne Hutchison?
Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
Oh, and that's her who got caught up in things.
The two McLarens. Well, Dixonhurst he still hold out into 12th. So Simeonitis is falling fast. So I imagine Hurst will probably do the same thing sooner or later.
Well, that was because Hurst got by the two guys who wrecked in front of him, but unfortunately got passed by two others, getting caught up in it himself.
So yeah, it looks like a lot of these drivers aren't familiar with the track either, just as us.
I'm seeing something happen with LaBouffe as well.
I wasn't able to find any information. That was the same accident, I think.
This might have showed us how it started.
No. Looks like it was just a red flag, or a false positive.
Well, he went wide, so counted that.
But it's an accident, right?
Yeah, so it went wide, so it counted that as an accident.
I wouldn't count that as an accident, but, ACC devs, you do you.
Up front, Higgs getting a little bit of room.
That, not much, though. He's got maybe, what, a third of a second, I would say? Maybe half a second. And that BMW M6 twin turbo V8. Not the most aggressive sound, but it's definitely characteristic. Not many cars sound like it. Travis Wallace Max Simmons on the hunt of Travis Wallace. Simmons started, where did he start? I'm attempting to click on my screenshot I took, but Simmons started 12th, so he's made his way up from 12th to 8th, and is on the hunt. He's got two Aston Martins in his sight, Andy Anderson and Travis Wallace. Good run from the Schmidt. We call him Schlo Schmidt, but I might call him Bull Schmidt. That sounds appropriate. John Peach in the pits. Must have taken some damage somewhere. Joel Vandervalk is out of the pits as he's been for a while. But it's still behind Peaches, so he must have been in there for quite some time. 3 McLarens out of 4 find themselves at the back of the pack.
Alright, let's just ride out this lap with him, try and get a sense of the lap. I know a few turns on this track.
Yes. So coming into turn 1, or turn 2, this is called Crowthorne. As you come into a right and left-hander, called Juke's Sweep. And then a left barbecue, turn 5. As you come into our first actual long straight.
I know this one. This is a big sweeping turn. It kind of narrows on you. I mean, it looks like you can go just off throttle, but then it starts closing up more and more. And you really have to take it slow.
Yeah, very tricky, decreasing radius, 6 sunset turn.
Here's going to be probably the most prolific turns on the course, the S's. Downhill, a lot of gravel on the side.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Way too easy to overshoot that and go with gravel.
Yeah, so that's the turn 8 and 9 as you come into Lukop. Turn 10. Double left-hander, increasing radius.
Very weird left-hander.
Yeah.
Downhill as well.
Turn 12 is an almost identical turn to 9, the last of the S's. Mine shaft just being a larger radius turn. As you can see, Mike Simmons, that's your new name, Mike, actually making up some time on Wallace, who is making up time on Anderson as they come into turn 15, Cheetah.
Finally, a pretty straightforward turn. Flat, single radius.
And Ingwa is our last turn as we find our lap completed. So that was a lap of Kyalami, this international circuit. Really interesting turn, or track. Do we know? Ooh, John Picha, stop and go penalty. Oh, and someone's off into turn 1. Maybe that's also Picha. Yep. Oh, Johnny.
Aww.
Oh, that dramatic pan. Oh, I feel so bad. And he's out. Yeah. So we lost John Picha. I can understand. That's pretty frustrating. Martin Hughes into 20th place, taking his pit stop. We do have a mandatory pit stop as per usual. We don't have a pit window set up, I don't think. However, the rules remain the same. Every driver must pit at least once during the race and take a full complement of tires, so front and backs. I believe you can change tire compounds, but fueling is totally optional. You don't need to fuel. And I would struggle to believe that anyone would be fueling now. This is not a super long race, but it could happen. Normally, that is a window centered 10 minutes around the middle of the race. So in this case, a 90-minute race would be 45 minutes. But wait, this is an hour race.
Yep.
Okay. I must have been mistaken. I was looking at the chart. Any case. Yeah, be centered around 30 normally. Oh, Justin Swan, 105. Travis Wallace, who makes the pass on the inside of, what was that? Sunset? No, it was Juxei.
Well, you know, I would say it's all over, but I think every single race we've seen so far, all the leaders have had some sort of drama in pitting.
Oh,
whether it's going
certainly.
to be Stoffmill, Higgs, Lentini, whether it's undercutting or getting a penalty, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
This isn't
Higgs
over until all of these pits are over.
Higgs had an absolute nightmare of a race last time, getting, I believe, 2 penalties, having to pit 3 times.
I mean, I wouldn't put money on Stoffmill making some mistake during pits, but we've seen it happen seemingly.
It's not unforeseeable.
Every week.
True, yeah. So Max Simmons making his way up to 7th place, passing Justin Swan, as we're seeing here.
Unfortunately, ACC is not the friendliest of things to navigate when it comes to setting up and executing a stop. Fortunately for us,
Yeah.
that's given us a lot. It's spiced up every race quite a bit. But
Definitely.
it is not an easy task to, set up a stop, complete it, have everything taken in the right order in the right time.
Well, certainly, we are familiar with that. Ooh, Justin Swan going around wide on the outside of. Was that Lukop? I think so.
Probably.
Any case, we're no strangers to the finickiness of ACC. Oh, Justin Swan, dirty tires cannot get it composed. But yeah, the first race, the race at Nürburgring, we had 3 or 4 people get disqualified entirely from competition for having errors with their pit stops. Zalder was no different. We had many people.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Higgs hasn't completely lost Stoffmill. But
There's a few seconds in between them now.
Stoffmill was what? He was gone from a race, and then he had an issue the race before. I I think as we wrap up the series, he might be saying it's time to, you know, let's put the hammer down and remind these guys as we wrap up this series just who's in control here.
Yeah, let's show everyone who's boss. Just remind everyone as he's approaching Martin Hughes. Actually, that's Nash. That's fake Nash.
Lentini hanging on to the back though.
Looks like Higgs has made a little bit of mistake in that last turn.
Oh, that is Lentini.
Never mind. Well, commentator's curse.
We're gonna go back and see what happened there.
I mean, it looks just like a textbook.
Yep, started to lose it, overcorrected, but you know, I would call that a good correction because he did save it.
Yep. No harm, no foul. Lost some time off Higgs, but at least didn't crash or anything. Maybe had some dirty tires, but that's it. Looks like Simmons might still be fighting with Wallace, it looks like. Yep, so hot on the heels of Wallace, who is hot on the heels of Anderson still. So, looks like Swan just fell slightly, allowed both of them to take him.
Anderson has been around P5, P6 every race we've had so far, and Wallace, when he's been here, has been there too, so...
Normally Anderson is the victim of bad luck in a lot of these races,
expecting these guys to be together all day. For Max Simmons, though, nice job up there in 7th place.
Good job, Travis Wallace hits the inside curb, launches his car, able to recover, but not before Mr. Schloss-Schmidt just numbs his position right up into 6th. Very nice.
Max Simmons has been getting much better about being consistent.
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, I'd say he's gone from being one of the lesser of consistent drivers to, frankly, one of the better ones we've seen in this 4-race series. You know, by last couple of races, he's...
Yeah, certainly. He's kind of taken one of our rising stars. He's kind of become one of our rising stars in this series, at least.
Always had the speed, but he's been able to really kind of corral it in now and keep things consistent.
Yeah, good for him. Justin Swan still falling off slightly. James Butler is somewhere back there. I thought I saw him on the map, but I guess I was wrong. No, there he is. Under fire from
Take a look in the back.
LeBoeuf, it seems.
Simeonitis.
Oh, what happened to... Oh, yeah, he had that wreck. Right.
Yeah, no. I wonder if any of these guys picked up any damage, just because they are... Both Simeonitis and Magus are just really languishing back here, not making any sort of headway.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of our newcomers are kind of congregating toward the back, it seems, at least to this series. Ash.
Grow? Landscaping going on.
Landscaping.
Dixon Hurst. Ward, that's a beat up car, but hey, still 13th.
Was it? Yeah. He might have lost a position to Barker.
Yep. Barker's making his way back up a little bit. Hutchison as well.
It was like Hutchison lost a little bit of ground. Wasn't he in 9th a while ago?
No, he was as high as 10th, but then he had that incident that dropped him back a couple.
Oh,
so he's actually making his way back up.
Well, he's passing LeBoeuf now. We don't get to see that in the standings because they haven't passed the timing gate yet, but we'll see it happen shortly. James Butler is always kind of my point of comparison. They're our only NSX fielder today, and most times, last race was the only exception so far. I always like to analyze the track based on how well an NSX will handle it, just because I guess it's fun. Kyalami will probably be, I'd say probably pretty good. They'll probably lose out slightly on the straights, but we'll be able to make nice progress through these long sweeping corners where downforce is king. Martin Lentini caught right back up to Higgs after falling off slightly after cutting the track a little bit. Higgs goes way up, breaks himself into Luke Cop, I believe, and they're side by side. Higgs has the outside, Martin has the inside, but it looks like they already has a little bit of a straight line speed advantage, kind of as I predicted. But now he's able to stay. Oh, nobody lets off and brakes, gives Martin the pass. So that is 2nd place, now going to Martin Lentini, taking it from Matt Higgs. No doubt Higgs is planning his revenge as we speak. I imagine he's got a whole bunch of pins and string and whiteboards on his car. As I mentioned before in the past, from a passing perspective, it is better to have a car that is slightly faster in a straight line than in the corners. That's just, it's easier to block in corners and not as easy to block on straights. However, the Porsche, while being just a teensy bit slower, is not enough that I would say would be a substantial advantage to Matt Higgs, considering that the Porsche is just like it's eating him up through the corners. He's got like a half second now, so we'll have to see how that kind of develops over the next few laps. You've driven the Porsche quite you become very familiar with it, we'll say.
Not in ACC.
Well, okay, but I mean, maybe you can provide at least some perspective. How does the Porsche do when it comes to tire degradation? Like, does it suffer when the tires drop off, or does it kind of hold on?
I think it's entirely setup dependent. Just the way the weight transfers so extremely in this car. If you have a setup working well for you, you can treat your tires better than just about anyone. But if you're off that day and just have a bad setup, and suddenly instead of relying on the car to handle well, you're having to manhandle it, it just shreds the tires.
Yeah, well, I guess Martin Lentini has a good setup because, as we can see, he's just putting football fields behind him, Matt Higgs, or between him and Matt Higgs. Through those corners, he's got, I would call that maybe a second gap. Oh, there we go. So, I mean, not to say that couldn't change. Obviously, it can. Demetrius Simeonidis in the pits. As we see, we do actually have a pit window set up. So, 20-minute pit window centered on the 30.
Okay, looks like they've got the pit window a little more refined this week.
Yeah.
Not the entire race.
Unfortunately, because of the interface, we still don't get to actually see who has pitted and who hasn't.
You just got to be smart and keep track of things.
Well,
a hard test.
They have never met me if they want me to be smart. That's not what I do. My brain is a few trees short of a forest. Few cylinders short of a V8.
Okay,
we'll say.
So I believe that is Simeonidis is now the first one to pit.
Yeah, officially, certainly. So that means that everyone who pit before did so on their own time. They probably knew that. Probably a lot of damage related, but worth mentioning.
All right, well, let's see. Simeonidis was a couple seconds ahead of Magus before that, and a little bit behind Hurst. So let's see where those guys come out at the end of this.
Yeah, so this is not a great race for Demetrius Simeonidis. What was he, third, I believe, last race? He was doing pretty well.
Any idea where he started?
Yes. Hold on one second. I don't think it was that good.
Ooh, Wayne Hutchison and Barker.
Demetrius Simeonidis started 14th.
Okay.
So not the best start ever, but not the worst. Although his first lap might have been the worst. It's just not good. And then his subsequent wreck after that. John Barker getting passed by Wayne Hutchison in the last timing zone. I mean, Wayne consistently is competing for the top, the hard charger award if we have one, which we don't, but we could. Started 19th and is slowly crawling his way up to 11 as he does. Matt Higgs still on the chase from Martin Lentini, but as we can see, he's kind of just being left for dead. I mean, it looks like he might not know the track as well as Lentini, and or that Porsche is a beast in the corners. At least the way that Lentini has it set up. Meanwhile, Stockmill has finished the race and is going to get smoothies after, I believe.
Yay.
Judging by how far away he is.
This is a wild section down
Yeah, it's kind of nice. This isn't Racer? Probably not.
No, not a racer.
I kind of like this track.
It is in Automobilista 2.
Yeah, I should try it. How do you think this track could be in Formula Trucks?
Pretty fun.
You guys got a three-way battle for, I believe it's 6th. I can't tell.
Anderson has actually isolated himself pretty well in
Maybe
5th place.
I was wrong.
6th, 7th, and 8th running a little together. It sounds like someone is pitting at the moment.
Travis Wallace under fire from Merck's Sermons. Look at the berm for a second. The cameraman figures out which button is record.
Wait, if that is Butler.
Yep, James Butler. I actually really like that livery on that NSX.
These guys are having a good little fight right here.
So Wayne Hutchison's actually been caught up, it appears, by John Barker. Ooh, getting really close on the turn exit. So John Barker, I think he got passed by this a little while ago. So he wants it back. He's not taking too kindly to giving that position away. Oh, diving a little bit on the inside of, I believe that's turn 13, coming to Crocodiles. So Wayne takes a very calm line, very dips wide, kind of as he does.
Meanwhile, is that Doug DeGroat right behind him?
It is.
Nice.
It is indeed.
Catching up well.
So Team Ferrari kind of making their way back up the pack.
Yeah, they had a horrible first lap, but I see those 488s are all working well.
So yeah, look, here we see an excellent illustration of how different driving styles can affect, the way that you go about situations. We're kind of seeing John Barker get very kind of aggressive towards Wayne Hutchison, who's no doubt feeling the pressure a little bit, but maintaining his composure. Dives from John Barker can go a lot to maybe unseat Hutchison, but also maybe it can make it Barker unstable. We don't know for sure because obviously it hasn't happened yet. But interesting way. James Butler making his way up to 8th place, passing Justin Swan. Oh yeah, we just saw an example of what I was just talking about. John Barker getting a little bit squirrely out of what is that, turn 6? No, I don't know. Turn 8, I believe. And just losing. It was able to recover, but just getting a little antsy, a little bit too eager. Wayne has that ability to have a good pace, but also maintain really cool under pressure. While it looks like Barker might be a little bit faster overall, he will have to manage his temper a little bit. Barker qualified 15th, Hutchison qualified 19th.
Pull away for a moment. Quick little recap of the top 3. What is the gap? Okay.
Mike Stoffmill. Well, looks like Lentini might be catching.
I think
Stoffmill
Lentini is catching him. How much is his Stoffmill just kind of holding pace? Keeping his tires in check.
Yeah.
And Higgs is there in case one of them messes up in the pits. So. All right. So good to know those top 3. Let's check back in here. Barker. What happened to Barker?
Oh no, looks like he might have had another accident.
Ooh, DeGroat though is on the charge.
Yeah, DeGroat pushing hard. Wayne Hutchison looks like...
He must have treated his tire as well.
Hutchison outbrakes himself slightly going into the final turn. So now we are not 3 wide, but it looks like it.
Oh, here comes Barker.
Doug DeGroat sweeps it under the rug. Thank you very much. John Barker is now has another perhaps chance at taking 12th place from Wayne Hutchison. So while Wayne is a very composed driver, it happens to the best of us. Looks like he outbroke himself again coming into the
I wonder if
S's.
we're going to see Wayne pit here at the end of this lap. He's suddenly really struggling. Ooh, that was a nice overtaker on the outside.
Very clean. I was wondering if he's going to be able to make that happen as easily as he could, and it looks like, yeah, it's pretty ideal. Although, oh, no, that's Wayne, okay.
Yeah, there's no way he's holding her on the outside.
Okay, I was like, wait, huh? Wayne looks like he's continually struggling with braking distances. I wonder if he might have a little bit of damage, or otherwise if his tires are going. We've only been this for a half hour, but it's not inconceivable that there could be problems with tire degradation.
Well, Wayne was pretty good off the start, possibly just pushing hard.
This just in, Max Simmons has passed Travis Wallace for 6th place.
Nice.
So it's still on the charge. Yep, you're right. Wayne Hutchison pitting this lap.
Look, Max Simmons. Simmons was in... He was 6th place earlier.
I thought he was in 7th.
No, he was in 6th place. I remember he was only 1 spot away from 5th.
I trust you.
Way, Hutchison indeed dove to pit road. You could see that coming from a mile away.
Justin Swan, Dixon Hurst, also in the pits. humor me for a little bit and just click on LaBouffe? I don't know what his first name is. He's not on the sign-up sheet.
Position.
Oh, we lost the names. Just T. Okay. Your name is T now.
There we go. Okay.
What kind of T do you think he is?
Definitely Kai. Okay,
Travis
Mike
Wall's
Magus
now into the
still
pits.
has not pitted.
Travis Wall's now into the pits.
Or perhaps he has pitted because he just got lapped by Coconuts. And I don't think he's that far off pace.
Well, he's still in 14. Allegedly.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Oh yeah, we are halfway through the race.
Let's see, Simeonitis did pit. He is in 17th. Did he do a second stop for some reason?
He pit a long time ago as well. Best for damage, I believe.
Either way, Wayne Hutchison, let's see if he can put down some good outlaps on those new tires and try to undercut De Groot and Barker.
John Barker now into the pits as well.
Kind of covering off Hutchison. Let's see what works.
So yeah, well, this will be a very direct comparison. That'll be nice because
They went in basically together before.
yeah. So unfortunately, as the race unfolds continually, we see the McLarens continue to fall towards the back of the field.
De Groot, meanwhile, he was putting down some fast laps before this pit sequence. I expect he's going to stay out for a bit, keep running hard.
Yeah, and that's a big thing that varies between drivers. Mike Magus into the pits, because you know people drive differently with different amounts of grip. Some people do better on worse tires and worse on better tires. So it can vary substantially, and you know that'll dictate when you pit.
All right, now we'll see where he comes out next to Simeonitis.
Both John Butler and God damn it! I literally had it straight in my head.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Barker
Where does
and James Butler.
Barker come out relative to Hutchison? Where is Hutchison?
He's ahead.
Oh, wow.
So Barker muffed up his pit slightly.
Or, I mean, hey,
Maybe
Hutchison basically got one lap on fresher tires, and they were running a few seconds off pace on those old tires, so
Could be.
if they were to... Yeah, I think he just picked up that pace on those new tires. Nice undercut there. Have to wonder...
Well, it would have to be at least a couple of seconds. Not inconceivable.
Totally could have happened.
Yeah.
Not that,
T. LaBouffe?
De Groot has really any way of seeing this from his position, but it looks like there is some pretty heavy drop-off there, and these guys are running faster on fresh tires. Wonder if De Groot needs to come in and cover them off.
Yeah, De Groot's been kind of one of those glass cannons in the past. It sets some very solid laps, but kind of drops off more steeply, at least from what I've been able to see. So, Mike Magus comes out of the pits, Vic Nash into the pits.
So Simeonitis pitted.
Stabma and Lentini both in the pits.
Let's see what
as
happens
well.
here. But Simeonitis came in very early and has put down some good laps since then. He picked up a number of positions.
Yeah.
Considering he came in
So back up,
behind Magus and is now quite a ways ahead of him.
back up to 15th. Huh. Good for him.
Meanwhile, there appears to be an ice cream truck outside.
There's an
playing
ice cream.
music.
Ice cream? Screw this broadcast. I'm getting ice cream. Just kidding. Are you serious? They're playing the entertainer too. Oh yeah, I see him out there. Wait, is that an ice cream truck?
Selling something. I don't know what it is.
It's the Portland Ice Creamery.
Huh. Alright.
Future Pops. Alright. Okay, so this just in, there's an ice cream truck outside. Dang it.
Anyways,
Oh,
let's
Mike Magus
see.
was undersold from someone, it looked like.
Let's see where Stoffmill and Lentini are. Close?
Definitely very close. Looks like they came right about right where.
They broke into the pits.
John
Alright, let's see
Barker
where he
is.
comes out with Barker.
And Hudson too. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see.
So stop
Lane
Neil
Hutchison,
behind.
Barker back there. They are rounding turn 11. Well, 10 and 11.
Wayne still looks to be having a little bit of problems with his braking.
Stoffel got held up there a little bit. Lentini all over the rear.
Oh yeah.
Let's see where they come out
So Wayne Hutchison
with the growth.
still looks to be having some trouble getting his braking down.
Let's try to Wallace. There he is.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
just like
the growth. Is he gonna go? You see them there approaching.
They're coming around the last turn very shortly.
Is he gonna get moving?
I
think he's gonna lose out.
It's not gonna happen. Wonder what happened. He hasn't even started his car yet. What is going on?
Just ran too many laps on those old tires.
Yeah, I mean, he had a.
It's possible
And the
he
amount of
might
time
have been
he's
set
losing-
to make up more.
Is he still in the pits? He is.
He must have accidentally taken a full tank of fuel here or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they had to have an accident or be repairing damage or something. Yeah, now just starting his car.
Meanwhile, this is the fight for the lead.
Yeah, so Lentini has clawed his way back up to Stavmeal, now within about a second. I would say 3/4 of a second. Looks like he's actually gaining a little bit of time through some of the corners. So we might have an actually good fight for the lead here.
Yeah, are we finally gonna have a good fight with Stoffel that doesn't get ruined by pit sequence? Oh, a flag somewhere.
Max Lentini.
I believe that caution was for Travis Wallace. Oh, yes, that was
Dixon
Nash.
Hurst. Oh, was that Nash?
I
Okay.
believe that was Nash and Wallace.
Well, it looks like he just punted Nash out of the way.
Yes, indeed.
Or maybe Hughes.
Stoffel going a little wide.
Oh yeah, so Lentini is not letting him have any breathing room at all. Okay. So no breathing room at all. Although, as we said, the Porsche could have a little better straight line speed. Although, we'll see how what happens when it comes to the turns as a result. Joel Vandervalk and Andy Anderson into the pits. Two-tenths of a second between the two of them. And it's not getting any bigger, that's for sure. I say as it gets
Fuel is
bigger.
running map 1. I'm assuming that means full push right now.
I don't know. I thought it would be, or it would be either full push or full unpush, but I got word from Matt Higgs that the car's fuel map configurations varies. So it could mean anything. I assume it means full push.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'd be saving anything right here.
Oh, wow. Lentini taking a really interesting out inline. It looks like he'll be working a little bit, but he's going to have to work hard to get past that BMW because it appears to be faster in a straight line.
Meanwhile, Max Simmons is out front, having not pitted. And Higgs is, let's see, how far back is Higgs? He has some lap cars between them, so he's at least 20-some seconds back, it looks like.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
These guys just passed the start-finish line. He is... Yeah, that's the last turn.
this is
So he's a
last
full
turn.
straightaway behind him.
Yeah. So Lentini's got an interesting battle ahead of him. Obviously, Stop Mill is one going to be very hard to pass in normal circumstance, but being on the disadvantage on a straightaway will make it difficult further still. We saw a little bit of a
it's not the
correction by
M8,
Stoffmeal.
but can he make the M6 big?
Yes. Well, I don't know. He's going to have to. The M6 is still pretty large.
Probably wishing he's back in that Bentley right about now.
Yeah.
Take a full track.
Doesn't he have to swerve at that point? Oh, we can see Lentini making some calculated alterations to his course to try and maximize his attempts. Because I didn't.
Pit window is closing down.
So that's the end of the pit window. So unfortunately we don't get to see what that means because we don't
see real quick.
I think everyone
Simmons
pit.
has. What is he doing?
Did Simmons lose?
He didn't pit.
He didn't pit?
Maybe. Hold on. Let's take a quick look and see what happened. 30 seconds back.
Did he lose power? Did he need gas? Did he not take enough gas?
Maybe he pitted, but he didn't take gas. Either way, crushing. It looks like.
It sounds like he ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, either he's had something wrong with his sim setup or. Oh no! Wait, now he's back.
You're right. He got things going again.
I'm gonna have a word with him later and see what happened there.
Did he?
Gave the position back to James Butler in any case. Ooh, we have a battle still for first place. Martin Lentini having a look around the outside of
Traffic coming up ahead. Let's see if he
Mike's-
stays out of the way.
Mike Stoffmeal. So as we come around to what is that? That's S's. Yeah.
Coming down to Luke up.
Lentini's done this every time. He's got a very particular line he likes to take through some of these corners, and I wonder if it's kind of in a response to changes Stoffmeal's made in his line.
Stoffmeal is just unwavering.
Lentini isn't giving him any room though. How many times have we seen this battle? It's Martin Lentini, or Maxi Lentini, apologies. Who is it? Diego.
Well, these guys have a little bit of a gap here. I see Simeonitis is up to P11, so making some nice ground. Meanwhile, Hutchison is running 12th. Barker has dropped off a ways. Looks like D-Road is back to 15th.
After that disaster of a pit.
I guess still in 17th. And Lentini in 2nd.
So what was there's a guy named Diego we saw a few weeks ago.
Del Real.
How many times have we seen this battle? Plenty. It's still exciting though, as I'm sure you, as our fans, will agree. Ooh. Max Lentini has given us explicit permission to put a GoPro inside his helmet. So it's actually embedded in his cranium. We're
I
giving
think it
him...
might be shoved up his nose, given by the position here.
Oh, okay. No, he's holding it in his mouth. He seems like he's biting down on it.
One of those cameras.
Yeah. Kinky. So as we come into Luke Up, we see
Got a nice run out.
Lentini making his signature... I won't say it's a bad or a good line, but it is interesting. Ooh, something happened to Max Simmons, down to 9th. Just fell Justin Swan and Travis Wallace.
What is up with Simmons right now? Doing all sorts of weird stuff.
So still just directly behind Swan and Wallace, but definitely behind him.
Perhaps he... Well, it looked like he did his pit. Maybe he took fuel. Perhaps Simmons just... His wheel came off, something got disconnected. Maybe he pulled over to answer the phone. It looked like he just pulled over to attend to something.
Maybe he went to go get ice cream from the ice cream truck. Shout out to Max Lentini, whose last stop was a 142 exactly .000. That's always satisfying to see.
15 minutes to go.
Wow, it doesn't feel like it's been 45 minutes already. Or 44 minutes, rather.
Oh, is this it?
Nope. He had a look, but decided against it. So still got plenty of time, 15 minutes and a half. Oh, but he's getting eager. That could be either a really good thing or a really bad thing, as we saw earlier with John Barker.
Either way, it looks like all of our leaders actually escaped the pit sequence without issue.
Damn it.
No, I'm happy, because now we get this nice fight. I'm glad this wasn't broken up by a pitting issue. Unfortunately, that's what happened back at Bathurst.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Del Real was having a fantastic fight with Stoffmeal, but then some penalty in the pits just ruined that, give Stoffmeal the easy win.
Demetrius Simonitis is all the way up to 11th. What happened there? Good job, bud. Now fighting with Wayne Hutchison. And I'm going to call him Terry LaBeouf.
Simmons still in 9th place. We're back in 15th. Dixon Hurst, alright, finds himself in 16th.
So Matt Higgs is just having a nice little drive in 3rd place.
Oh, there he is.
Ooh. At the same time, it has to be unfortunate, but also kind of liberating to be kind of distant from the guys ahead of you, because then you're like, okay, well, I can just focus on 3rd place or 4th or whatever place you're in. At least that's how I work. I don't know.
No, that's the opposite for me. Which I've way better seeing someone up ahead and chase down.
Then Teeny darting to the outside, then to the inside, trying to test the waters, see if he can force the issue at one time.
Unfortunately, all those laps he kind of tried to pass, kind of played his hand there. He's used up all his moves and he didn't get by. You have to find something else now.
It kind of depends on how well Stoffmeal was paying attention. Unfortunately, the answer is probably pretty well. So we're gonna have to see.
Back to yeses. Oh, nice run for Lentini.
Ooh, got a very good run.
Can he do anything with it
So
here?
as we come into Lukop, he's going to try and make his signature sort of cut here. Look at that. Oh, getting very close. It's not going to be enough, though.
He's not going to get the run out of the turn, though, with
If
that
he
line.
if he gets a chance, it's going to be through Lukop. He's got that kind of strategy on or down pat. So I wonder if that's where. Ooh, okay, no, just a little
Stoffmeal daring him there.
A little bit of breaky. A little archy-bargy. Oh! Lentini goes off as they come into the last turn. It wasn't very much of an issue, but the cracks in Lentini's strategy are kind of starting to show here. Maybe he pushed his tires a little bit too much.
Maybe he might have eaten up those tires.
Maybe he's getting a little overeager.
Stoffmeal's been driving very steady. I imagine he's been much kinder to his tires in the second stint.
Especially the M6 being front engine, it's going to be kinder on the rear tires. Not a huge amount, probably, but you know, and any inch is worth its weight in gold, we'll say. And it really is a bummer we couldn't figure out a way to get the timing back on the screen, because I remember that being really helpful when doing the regular series. Oh, Lentini having no.
Here we go again through the yeses.
Yeah. Yep. So, oh, they're very
They're not
close.
going to pass going into the yeses.
No, which is a shame, because that'd be an ideal time. Yeah, from a time perspective, obviously having a car in front of you is not going to make it happen. So here's Lentini's action zone. Oh, around the outside. A little bit outbraked himself, though. He's not going to have the run that he would usually need. I wonder if that's a strategic maneuver by Stoffmeal. Kind of tries to make him play to disrupt his usual strategy around Lukop. Could just be a coincidence. Probably is more likely, but if that was intentional, that's a dangerous proposition from Stoffmeal, because then it means that he knows Lentini's strong student is trying to disrupt it as much as possible.
Meanwhile, our trusty Coconuts has, as usual, worked his way up into about 4th place.
Yeah. There's a few Scott Dixon kind of esque dudes. Coconuts, Sebastian Alexandre, and Wayne Hutchison is back down to 13th place. Wonder what happened there. Oh, Lentini going around the outside of turn 1. Not probably going to happen. Yep, he wasn't able to stay alongside. Oh! Mike Stobbeel goes over the bumpers, allowing Lantini at the inside line for whatever turn this is, barbecue. And Lantini has the advantage. Now he's in a very interesting and potentially difficult to defend
Wait, look
scenario.
what happened there. We missed it.
Anyway, as I was saying, Lantini in a very potentially profitable but also kind of difficult situation. He has the car that is more easy to defend with in the corners. However, he's got to make up enough time in the corners to prevent Stobbeel from having a run at him. Well, now that he has the draft and a slightly faster car.
Now that this is settled down, my highlights page has just lit up with accidents in the last lap. Something happened with Magus and Van der Valk.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a bumpy.
Not too much.
A little bit of a bump.
More of a pass than an accident.
It was not super clean, but what can I say?
Similarly, this
Travis
looks like Wallace and Swan.
Similar incident.
Very similar.
Just the Archie Bargy.
That's what we've got there. Let's take a quick look on Higgs. Higgs is back.
Higgs is back. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so we can see Lantini's already made up some space on Stoffmeal. It has to be enough just to survive him through the winter, or as I like to call it, the straights. Nash giving Travis Wallace some trouble. Ooh, that wasn't very clean. Wait, was that Wallace? Might have been Anderson. Yeah, they look the same.
Anderson, Butler, 6th place. Who else do we have?
There's Wallace.
Wallace chasing down Swan. I thought we saw Wallace just get through. So.
No, that was Anderson.
Oh yeah. Simmons.
LeBeuf. Which is still in 11th. Hutchison still in 13th.
Back down. Had a bit of a yo-yo day. He's falling back down to 15th.
That's a good way of putting it.
Dixon Hurst, 16th. Van der Valk and Magus after the little incident. Back there we see the leaders going through. I think that's 2 laps down now for Magus.
Vic Nash.
Nash in 19th. And Mr. Hughes.
So Dimitri Simeonidis, not entirely... It'd be nice to see his charge.
Wow. Stoffmeal is just falling behind now.
Looks like Lantini is kind of put on the... Magus going a little wide in the back.
I guess Stoffmeal's best chance will be Lantini's tires just start to fall off.
He does have 8 minutes left to go. That'll be 6 laps.
Can Mike Stoffmeal throw in an emergency second pit stop for tires, then start running 10-second laps afterwards to catch back up?
I laugh, but dumber things have happened in the past.
More importantly, will both these drivers be able to finish out the race without any sort of, connectivity issues? Let's see.
Oh, God. That is me knocking on wood. Hopefully they don't do that. Maybe it's just a car choice. Maybe that Porsche is just that much faster around around Kyalami.
Let's check what happened with Anderson here.
Oh, that was back when Nash was giving him the bunts.
Business.
The Aston Martin looks kind of offended. He's like, well, I never. How dare you?
That is Simeonidis chasing down 10th place LeBouf. All right.
So yeah, if
sees the top 10 in his front.
So if Simeonidis can put the hurt on the booth, he could friggin' make his way all the way up to 10th, which would be surprising. He started 14th. What was he back in like 19th at one point?
Well, it didn't help him that he hit it the first one, so he basically dropped to the back.
Certainly. Excuse me. So he's still in first. Coming up on a little bit of lap traffic now, some back markers. Looks like one went off a little bit. Might that be Anderson? No.
Quick look at the full order here of times.
Okay. So he still only lost one driver, that's John Picha, to the ether. Or should I say, like, the shadow realm.
see how far back Higgs is. I think he was about 18 seconds behind.
It says a lap, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, we'll finish this up. There we go.
18
Yep,
seconds,
18
yeah.
seconds.
Okay.
Ooh, this is some good lap traffic up ahead.
So yes, that's Swan and Wallace, I believe. No, it's Swan and
Simmons. It's gonna be Simmons and I believe a lapped car. Because that's not.
Lentini has an incident. A little bit of snap oversteer on the corner exit. It's gonna be enough, but
It looks like
as you can see.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice save.
Stop Mills kinda maybe got his target figured out.
Lentini got
now.
very sideways, but didn't actually lose too much ground there.
He lost some ground, but he still has plenty to hold on to. So we are.
Oh, that is the guy in 17. That is Vanderval. That's right.
So we're approaching the crux of our issue here. And maybe Lentini's tires have been suffering a little bit.
I think that's Vanderval about to fall 2 laps down while Simmons is might be going his first lap down here.
So we get to see here. Ooh!
Lentini
hits the bumper, and Simmons goes off too. Oh no!
All right, that is gonna need a full replay here.
Oh, commentator's curse. Okay.
That was something happened with Simmons up ahead of him. You know what? Let's check here.
Looks like so. Simmons hit the bumper too.
Simmons goes wide. What could have happened to Lentini?
Oh. Lentini cut it too much.
Oh.
No. Yep.
Oh, we followed him.
Yeah, so they both hit they both hit the
almost
bumpers,
saved it.
the curbs.
All right,
Oh,
he took a little
no.
damage there, but he is still within distance of Stoffmeal, and he had some nice pace.
He could sneak back up in the next couple of laps, but he's only got
some
2 or
dirty
3
tires.
laps.
Yeah, he's got about 3 laps in dirty tires and maybe damage. But let's see how eager he gets here.
Can we throw on the relative HUD, please?
It looks like something happened with Simmons. Well.
Oh, got demolished by it's Esch or LaBeouf?
That's LaBeouf. That was 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
So Simmons has taken over there. Who do you want to check on?
Can we just throw up the relative timing, please? So Lentini is about 6 seconds or so. A little more than that.
With
So
lap cars.
he's got some serious pace he's got serious ground to make up. Not to say Stoffmeal couldn't make a mistake as well.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
As we've seen, the those speed bumps, the curbs can be absolutely a nightmare sometimes. It is definitely worth it to go a little slower to avoid those rather than mess with them too much. So 3 Porsches behind the lone BMW in the field.
Just like round 1 and 2, both of those races, it was Del Real and someone else, both of which tracked down, passed, and pulled away from Stoffmeal, and both made mistakes and Stoffmeal won the race.
Going wide around the outside.
Is this going to be 3 for 3 on his entries? The Stoffmeal wins where he got passed by someone and just didn't make a mistake.
I mean, as we kind of mentioned earlier, it is often worth it just to be smooth rather than aggressive.
His 3rd car as well.
Even if you have the pace, it doesn't matter if you lose it in the next turn. So what we see Lentini not really making up much time even on the lap cars, so his damage might be too much to overcome. Either case, he's got like 7 seconds or something to make up to get to Stoffmeal, and then he has to get past. Based on that, I can't see it being a fair fight here. In second place is no laughing matter, and he did make it past Stoffmeal and was actually making some astonishing time. But maybe he used up his tires too much in that effort. Maybe there's It could be a million things. Could have just gotten.
No Verstappen here today. Just realized.
But yeah, so things have kind of more or less calmed down. Now that I look at it, Lentini's car appears to have definitely taken some damage.
Ooh, here's a close fight. 4th and 5th.
Andy Anderson.
You're going to have about a lap and a third to go.
Fighting with our coconuts. I mean coconuts. And Lentini going wide around barbecue again.
Simmons is in the pits.
Simmons in the pits. Oh, that damage does not look good. I'm kind of surprised he didn't pit earlier.
I wonder if he's just been crawling there slowly ever since that hit we saw.
Could be. So falling to 10th and to 11th, no doubt. Oh, it's a two-man story of you know, good qualifying, but then failure, and then redemption, and then more failure. As the Seaminator and Lentini, ooh, oh yeah, are qualified okay. Then had some great pace, passed, made some good time, and then had accidents.
This is gonna be the best fight going on right now, midway through their last lap.
Andy Anderson versus Sebastian Alexandre. As they exit clubhouse, coming into the S's. Interesting to see who is elected.
Meanwhile, up front, that is Mike Stoffmill.
Finishing the race.
Nice job. Congratulations.
Good job,
Mike Stoffmill.
Damn it!
Fantastic race for him.
Martin Lentini
comes through second place.
So at least he was able to.
Higgs
hold
in
on
a
second.
very lonely, quiet race is going to finish third. No one was near him in either direction.
Oh, it's Warzone gas.
Oh no!
The circle's closing in.
Here we go. This looks like Alexander's actually opened up a bit of a gap here.
Yeah, it looks like Anderson has made a mistake of some sort. Has lost a bit of ground.
Actually, here we go. I'm seeing something on the highlight reel. Oh, he dove.
Got a little bumpity bump and then unseated himself.
That would do it. It's possible as he bumped him there.
Oh, Max Simmons, 30-second penalty, and John Peach is back somehow.
Nice.
Oh, no.
All right, that is 4th. That is 5th.
And a good day goes great, and then bad, and then worse for Max Simmons.
Just like Higgs, Butler has had a very quiet race in 6th place.
And Simmons is left. And Peach
Wallace and
Justin Swan is off.
Where's 9th place? Is he getting it past? That would be Simeonitis, who is
continuing his wonderful charge.
Looks like Swan is gonna maintain his position. What is going on here? These guys have finished. That is Barker.
So we can't speak to the entire field, but we can say that what you're looking for. What you're looking for.
Alrighty, well,
okay.
There is your final order.
Doug DeGroat for some celebratory donuts. Final order. Oh, where did Wesley Stokes come from?
This is just, it's kind of glitching out. This was the original entry list back in practice.
Okay.
So it's showing people who left.
The,
Green light.
yes, well, this is the qualifying order, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So, our final race results. Mike Stoffman in first place, followed by Maxi Lentini, Matt Higgs, Sebastian Alexander Coconuts, Andy Anderson, James Butler, Travis Wallace, Justin Swan, Demetrius Simeonitis, John Barker, Terry LaBeouf, Wayne Hutchison, Douglas DeGroat, Finn Esch, Dixon Hurst, Joel Vandervalk, Mike Magus, Vic Nash, Martin Hughes, and John Picha. And Max Simmons is either going to be 20th or 19th, based on what the game decides. That'll qualify him as. So we've seen stories of triumph, stories of devastation, stories of hope, and stories of loss. Unfortunately, it couldn't go well for everyone. But it looks like Justin Swan ran in a field one place at one point. So. What a race! What a race! That's quite a way to end our IGT series. This is the first inaugural round or inaugural season we might end up doing something like this later, but we'll kind of explore and see how it goes.
Yep, and with that, let's take a look at the upcoming series. It's going to be the full series.
Oh, the ACC Blancpain series.
Yep, that is going to be starting June 7th at Barcelona.
Yes. So if you guys like what you see, we do racing like this all the time, all over the place, many different games, all week long.
All of you in this race, better see you back here for the full series.
Yeah, especially people we haven't seen. They all had to register, I imagine. So,
yep.
If you like this race, go to our website at ESR-race, I think, right? .org.
Something like that.
In any case, we all have links in the. That's it. We all have links in the description. Feel free to come say hi to us. I'm Cole McCray. I do some racing, and I'm a host for some of these commentaries. Who's that guy?
Ayrton Tobin here telling you I have been happy to watch this series. All right, folks.
Yeah.
We will see you in the next one.
Peace out. Bye-bye.